Hey everyone! Today we're going to dive into a pretty simple story about two friends, a dog, and a crow. But don't let the simplicity fool you. Tucked inside this little tale is a huge question about temptation, friendship, and what it really truly means to be honest. So let's get right into it.
So, before we even meet our characters, I want to pose a question to get you thinking. Is honesty the absolute bedrock of a good friendship? I mean, are there ever times when maybe the rules can be bent a little? Just, keep that question in the back of your mind as we meet our two main characters.
All right, so our story begins in a small village, and it's all about two friends who couldn't be more different from each other.
Yeah, in this sleepy little village, they were a constant sight. A super loyal dog and this really clever crow. Definitely an odd couple, right? But their friendship was just a part of the scenery, something everyone in the village was used to seeing.
And their daily routines were polar opposites. I mean, the dog, he was all about duty and routine. You could always find him near the village square, keeping an eye on things, totally content with his job. The crow, on the other hand, he was a total adventurer. Every single day, he'd be off, soaring for miles, using his wits to find his next meal. So you have these two totally different approaches to life, but they're still tied together by this really strong friendship.
But then, one day, something happens. A moment comes along that's going to put this whole friendship to the test.
So the crow, who's always looking for an opportunity, right? He flies over to his friend with this big, exciting idea. He spotted someone cooking fresh fish, and it smells amazing. To him, it's just a golden opportunity for a delicious treat that he wants to share with his best pal.
But the dog's reaction is immediate. There's no hesitation. His moral compass is just locked in. He's not thinking about how good that fish might taste. All he can think about is that it doesn't belong to them. It's a really simple black and white principle for him.
The crow just doesn't see it that way at all. He completely misreads the situation. He thinks his friend's honesty is actually just fear, so he calls him a coward. He's impatient, his stomach is rumbling, and he just decides, fine, I'll do it myself, totally brushing off his friend's warning.
So, the dog's advice goes in one ear and out the other. The crow is going ahead with his plan, and now we're about to see exactly what happens when you make a choice like that.
And wow, things go south really, really fast. For a split second, the heist is a success. The crow swoops in, he grabs the fish, but just as he's flying back to show off his prize, the cook comes bursting out of the house, shouting, "Stick in the air." The crow gets totally spooked, and in that panic, he just drops the fish. It all falls apart.
And this right here, this is maybe the most powerful part of the whole story. The fish is just sitting there on the ground, the coast is clear, the dog could easily just gobble it up, but he doesn't. He makes a quiet, really firm choice. He just turns his back on it and walks away. No words needed.
This brings us to the final and, honestly, the most important piece of the puzzle, where the real lesson of this whole thing comes to light.
So, after a little while, the crow comes back, and he is genuinely confused. He's still thinking about this in practical terms, you know? The danger is gone, the food is right there, he just cannot wrap his head around why his friend would pass up such a perfectly good meal.
And the dog's answer is so simple, but it is so profound. He explains that it was never about the risk of getting caught. It's about a deeper principle, that real, true happiness just can't come from something you got by being dishonest. And that's the key, isn't it? Integrity is what you do when you think no one else is watching.
And in that moment, it's like a light bulb finally clicks on for the crow. He gets it. The dog's words hit him hard, and he feels this wave of shame. Not because he almost got caught, but because he realized he'd broken a trust. He promises right then and there to change his ways. And because of this, their friendship actually becomes stronger, now that it's built on a real, shared understanding of what honesty means.
So the moral of the story, or the Sikh, which is just this wonderful Hindi word for a deep, profound lesson, is crystal clear. Honesty isn't just, the best policy. It's a core virtue. And any kind of happiness you think you're getting from being dishonest, it's just not real. It's hollow, and it's never going to last.
And that brings us right back around to where we started. After hearing this story, what does honesty really mean to you? Is it just about not getting caught? Or is it more like that little voice inside, that internal compass that guides your actions, even when there's nobody around to see it? That's definitely something worth thinking about. Thanks for joining me.